Hello, good morning, everyone at the JCC. This is Shayna. I am here to teach some mat Pilates for you today. So, I need to get a little prop set up here just to prop my phone up. And actually, let's see, I'll turn this. Oh, because I can't turn while recording. So we'll do my best to prop this up so you can see the mat. There we are. Okay. So we're going to get started here with some mat Pilates. Hi, Cassie. Let's get that a little bit better situated. I was hoping to do the horizontal view, but anyways. Okay. That should hold, I believe. Okay. All right. So if you are ready, all you need is just you and your body weight. And so the best thing to do is actually just to lay down. That's the nice part of core work. Who else do we have? Oh, just Cassie saying hi. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and lay down. So the base of Pilates and yoga is we use our breath. And so we're going to learn the Pilates style of breathing this morning. So we'll go ahead. It doesn't work horizontal. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and lay down. I think you get most of me in view anyways. And we're just going to focus on our breath here to start. So I'm going to have you place your hands to the sides of your rib cage. Now, typically in yoga, we have our hands placed on our belly and on our chest so we can feel our belly kind of moving into our hands. But for Pilates, we want our ribs to move because we're going to be working our bellies. And so we want our ribs to move in this case and not so much our belly since we'll be working our bellies. So thumbs around the back, fingers around the front side of your ribs. Take a big breath and push your ribs out into your hands. And then as you exhale out of your mouth, try to kind of pretend as if you're knitting your ribs together. So big inhale through the nose, pushing out into the hands, opening up those ribs, and then exhale, knitting those ribs together, and kind of bringing everything back in. So doing that at your own pace. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. We'll get a few more of those in with a little bit of practice here. You might notice your spine start to shift. That's normal. So big inhales. Allow that spine to settle and just get into its best placement. We'll do 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. Big inhale and exhale. Good. We're going to keep this breath going, but now we're going to add movement to it. So we'll just do a little bit of ab prep. So picture your ribs still moving in that lateral position. You can place your hands either to your chest or light fingers to your temples or just a light support for the back of your neck. So we don't want to ever be pulling on our head as we do our ab prep. So we're going to use that same breath. Big inhale through your nose. And as you exhale and bring those ribs together, you're going to curl your head and chest up, looking right between the knees. Inhaling to release. Exhaling to crunch up. Good. Inhale, release. Exhale, crunch up. Very nice. Inhale, relax your neck. So even if you feel like you're pulling on your head, just bring your hands across your heart. And then that way, that'll ensure that you are actually engaging your abdominals. So do that 3 more times. Big inhale. Exhale, crunch up. Remember, this is all at your own pace as you breathe. So it might be with my pace, might not. Good. Just go whatever pace you can go at today. After that 3rd one, we're going to take and do some hip prep as well. So for this, you're going to bring your feet close to your backside, hip width apart. We'll use our same breath. Arms will be by your sides, but you're going to flip your palms downward. So we're going to press into the ground a little bit. So big inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, push your butt up to the ceiling, pushing your thighs kind of away from you, engaging the backs of your legs, and then pressing down through the backs of your arms as well. So we get this feel of an opening across our chest. So you might need to make some space for your neck, maybe roll those shoulder blades down and away. And then we're just going to release back down. So inhale to come back down. And then exhale, push those hips up towards the ceiling, pushing those arms into the ground. Inhale, release, still expanding the ribs. Exhale, pushing up and squeezing your backside. Good, do that a couple times. We won't do too many, we'll do a little more glute work later. Because your butt is all still a part of your core. So anything that helps you balance is considered your core. So today we're focusing on a little bit of Pilates stuff. Next week, we're going to focus more on dynamic core and dynamic balance, which means we are going to be balancing next week. So just a little heads up for next Thursday. Big inhale, big exhales. Good, 2 more times, just like that. Engaging the body, working with your breath. Beautiful. After your 2, we're going to get into something classic from Pilates called our Pilates 100s. So hold on, I got to tie the hair, and I see a few more of you have joined us. Hi, Amy. Hi, Barbie. Welcome, welcome. All right, so get the hair tied here. We'll come back to that laying down position, so you didn't need to move. My big hair was just in the way. So we're going to start with our Pilates 100s today. So we did a little ab prep, a little bit of glute prep. And so now we're going to take that same breath, but we're going to inhale for a count of 5 and exhale for a count of 5. We'll do it 10 times through as we pulse our arms. And so that's going to equal our 100 breaths. So that's what 100s stands for. And you can have your feet staying flat on the floor. You can bring your knees up to a tabletop position. You can even extend your legs all the way out to a 45 or lower, as long as you can maintain abdominal control. Okay, so we're going to go there. I'll start with each position, so I'll kind of work my way up so you can see those progressions. But inhale wide into the ribs and exhaling, knitting those ribs together. So take a big inhale to prepare. Exhale, curling up into your start position. So our crunch is our start position. Little tuck of the chin, and our arms are by our sides. And we're going to pulse. So inhaling for a count of 5. And then exhaling for a count of 5. Good. Reaching those fingers past your hips, past your shins maybe. And if you feel like it, you can lift your knees up to tabletop. Keep pulsing those arms. Keep breathing. Multitasking at its finest. Good. Now as we do this, we want to try not to bobble too much. So really have a good stiff connection through your arms. So we're kind of squeezing underneath our armpits here. Okay, if you feel like you can extend your legs long, kind of can't see that, but my legs are extending to a 45-degree angle. Okay, so my lower abs are working a lot harder now, and the upper abs are still pumping strong. Good, we've got about 3 more breath phases to go. So inhale nose, exhale mouth. Good, 2 more big inhales. Very nice. Last one here. Good, and release. Knees come in, rest your head, relax your neck. All right, so I'm going to scoot back just a little so you can see what's going to happen with my legs now, because we're going to do some leg circles. So your legs are going to go straight. You're going to take one of your legs straight up to the ceiling. If you need to have a bend of your knee, that's absolutely fine. But otherwise, get that leg to be as straight as possible. You're going to flex that top foot if you can. And your other leg, meanwhile, is pressing down into the ground. So you're going to feel this through your lower abs. It's a little bit of hip mobility, our leg circles from Pilates. So without moving your hips, using your breath, you're going to circle that leg around as big as you can, all the way up and around. You're going to do that 5 more times in that direction. So we're going to go for 6 today. So inhale first half of the circle, exhale second half of the circle. That was 3. So we've got 3 more to go. Good. Breathe in, using the lower core to engage. The last one now. At the top, all you're going to do is reverse your circle. So go the other way. So big circle all the way out. And you can cross over that other leg so you don't have to kind of stay in that midline. So you can make this circle as big or as little as you need. Once you are done with 6 of those, hopefully you are counting, we are going to switch and do that to the other side. So pressing now this leg into the ground and lifting your other one up. Oh, you can tell my hamstrings are tight here. So the leg is not straightening all the way, and that's okay. So I'm still going to flex my foot. I'm still going to anchor my hips and anchor my lower back and use my breathing. And then we're going to circle this leg around 6 times. Big, wide circles and big, deep breaths. Now, while you're doing this, your other leg is pressing into the ground, so push that opposite heel down into the ground. That's going to give you more stability. As you can see, the leg is moving, the hips are not. Once you've completed your 6, you go 6 in the other direction. So it's that nice big range of motion. Shoulders are trying to stay relaxed. Good. All right, once you are done with your full 6 there, we'll take and we'll hug both knees up into the chest. Get a little release there, a little rock through the backside. All right, we're gonna sit up from here, doing a little bit more of an ab prep movement, getting ready for our roll-ups. So you're gonna roll up to seated. Find yourself nice and tall on your sit bones. You can hold on to your thighs if you need to. You can let go of your legs. We're in this nice tall position. You're going to hollow out your abs. So you're going to take a big inhale into your ribs. And then you're going to exhale and kind of curl yourself down, imprinting your lower back down into the ground as you roll down. Stop where you need to stop. And then you're going to take a big deep breath and roll yourself back up to the start. Good. So if you need to hold on to your thighs, that's fine. Let's try that again. Big inhale. Exhale, roll it down about halfway or so until you can feel that lower back get really close to the ground. And then we squeeze and roll ourselves back up. So now if you feel like you can, you're going to take this and you're going to bring this all the way down to the ground so it becomes a full roll up. And maybe your legs even go straight. Arms come overhead, big stretch out. And then exhale, see if you can get past, usually right about there is the sticky point. So get past that sticky point, come all the way up. Maybe your legs come back to bent, but you're gonna lean forward over those legs, sit back up and come back where you started from. Now you can also keep your legs straight too if you want to. Okay, so this is our roll backs and roll ups. So if you want to stay with the half version, so you just come down to that halfway point and come back up, that's a great option. Otherwise, you can take the full one. As long as you are working with your breath, that is all that matters. Okay, so work at your own pace. We're again going to take 6 of these. We'll count this as 2. We'll count those first 2 as a little bit of practice. So we'll go 2 from here. So this one's number 3. Big stretch long through those arms if you are taking them over your head. Yeah, and use that exhale. Really use that exhale to get you past that hard point, that sticky point. So big breath out. So you can use your right about there is where we stick. So big exhale. Good. Pushing that air out to help get rid of, number 1, get rid of toxins. Let's do one more for good measure. And to engage those abdominals nice and deeply. Awesome. From here, we can grab behind our knees once again. I might end up rolling out of the picture in this one, but we're going to roll like a ball. So this one, we're going to bring those feet just off the ground. So we're balancing, so you can see my feet are off the ground, hopefully. So you're going to be balancing on your sit bones. And even on carpet, this one can get a little tricky. So we're going to take that hollowed, rounded out position that we did just before, and you're going to roll back very gently, back and forth from your butt, all the way maybe to your shoulder blades, maybe not even that far, but you're going to inhale as you roll back, exhale as you roll up. Good. Now sometimes what happens with people is they forget to do that little rounding of their spine. So you end up kind of slamming down into the ground. I don't even want to do it because it hurts. So you want to round your spine. So if your spine is straight like this, you're going to slam down into the ground. And that does not feel good. I guarantee it. So try to do that little rounded out shape so you create that kind of circular pattern, and so then you don't slam, so then it just ends up rolling. Now again, I realize that some spines are maybe not ready for that, so you just listen to your body, and maybe you just kind of rock a little bit. You don't have to go very big. If you want more challenge though, you tuck it even tighter. Okay, so you can tuck in as close or as far away as you want to, but again, you are still breathing, 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 breathing. So use that exhale to press your body forward. We always get a few more of these in our 6, so let's do 4 more. Because once you do get the hang of it, it does actually feel really good for your spine. It's kind of like a little morning massage. All right, so after those 4, we're gonna come back and roll it back onto our backs. So yay, that's the nice part. So you can rest your head and shoulders here. We'll take it into our double leg stretch and our single leg stretch. So for double leg stretch, you can see my legs. We're gonna pull those knees in as close as possible, and then you're gonna push those legs out as far as you can. Now it might be all the way out. Maybe you only go to a tabletop position. That's fine. So we're gonna exhale, curl up, pull those legs in, and if you want to, hug the legs as well. And then as you extend, you can even extend your arms over your head. So we're gonna exhale, pull in nice and tight. Inhale to lengthen out both legs and both arms. Now if it feels good, you can even curl your head and chest up towards your knees. So it's a full crunch, and either leave that head up or put it down as you go out into that extended position. But again, using the breath, exhale, tucking in. Inhale, lengthening out, circling those arms around, getting a nice release for the shoulders. Nice deep breaths here. One of my favorite ways to engage the abs. Now sometimes bellies like to get in the way, so if you need to, you can always open up those knees a little wider, give your belly some space, but then you would just bring those feet and those legs back together as you extend out. So that's another alternative there. We'll try for 3 more, because again, this one always feels a little good to get a little bit more action into those midsections. Awesome. 1 more curl in, 1 more extension out, and then bring those legs down and rest. So that was the double leg stretch. We'll go into single leg stretch next. So both legs will come up, but we'll just start with 1 leg. So you're gonna hug 1 knee in and extend the other leg out. Now again, head up or head down, choice is yours. But pull this leg in as much as you can, and then switch, and then pull this leg in as much as you can, extend the other one out. So it kind of mimics our bicycle, but you're gonna take a big breath in and a big breath out. Big breath in and a big breath out. And the reason they call it double leg stretch is, or single leg stretch, is because you're actually stretching the backs of your legs. So as you pull this leg in, it's getting that nice stretch through the backs of the legs there. So go at your own pace. Some of you might be able to go the full pace, so it's inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. But go at your own pace. If you want to keep it slower, that's fine. But a nice little pull, and head and shoulders are relaxed. Maybe pretty pointed toes. Any of those former ballerinas out in the audience there. Okay, we'll go for 3, for 2, last 1, and release. Beautiful. Rest your head, relax those shoulders. Maybe give them a little roll, just check it in. All right, so that single leg stretch very much mimics our bicycles. So we're gonna do those next, otherwise known as crisscross and Pilates. So for this one, knees will start up. We're gonna take and curl our head and chest up. Now, oftentimes what happens with this one is that people yank on their necks again. So I encourage you to go fingers to temples, and so that way you're getting the rotation through the chest and through the ribs. And also what happens is that people tend to kind of move their hips around and kind of wobble their hips around and legs around. So I encourage you to keep your hips as still as possible and just do that in out leg pattern that we just got done doing. And then the rotation happens from your ribs. So as you can see, my elbow, I think you can see my elbow stays fairly wide. So my fingers are to my temples, My elbow is really, really wide, so it's not in here, it's way out here, and I'm using my shoulder to rotate across, and then I'm using the other shoulder to rotate across. So this elbow is out wide, it's not tucked in, it's not trying to reach for that knee. It's less about bringing the elbow to the knee, more so it is about bringing that shoulder across so you get the rib rotation. Okay, so we'll try that here. I'll scoot down so you can see just a little bit better. All right, so inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale again with the breath, kind of like the single leg stretch, but working our crisscross. So big inhale here. Exhale, curl up into position, and we begin. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Good. Lengthening those legs, getting that nice stretch through hamstrings, through the quads, and yes, getting now our oblique muscles engaged. We're going to do a little bit of oblique work here to finish. Yeah, not too long of class today, just a quick short one, kind of going through the Pilates basics today. So we'll go for 3, for 2, last one each, and release. Let's take a couple more hip bridges just to balance our bodies. This time, again, palms down, feet close to your backside. Big inhale, press up. Exhale, press down. So we're going in reverse of what we did before. Inhale, press up. Exhale, press down. But maybe this time you can lift a little higher. Fill up the chest. Fill up the belly with all of that good nourishing breath. Waking up this morning. Opening up your ribs, expanding those shoulders. Good. Try 3 more, just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. 2 more. Press down through those hands. Relax your neck. Last one. Let's see if we can hold this last one up there. Let's go into a little bit of yoga. Maybe see if you can clasp your hands underneath you. Get a nice chest stretch there. Nice full belly stretch after that work. Good. All right, from here, take 1 more full inhale. Exhale, release those arms down. Go ahead and grab the back of your thighs, whatever you need to roll yourself up to a seated position. So we'll finish up with 3 exercises. So we're going to do our Pilates saw, our mermaid, and then our spine stretch forward. But actually, we'll do our mermaid first, and then we'll do our saw, and then our spine stretch forward. So you are going to place your legs off to one side. So you can see my legs are kind of off to the side here. So you're kind of kitty wampus on one of your butt cheeks and one of your hip bones here. For you, if this is a mirror position, it looks like your right hand, but it's actually my left hand and my left leg on this side. And so this one's my right hand, but just do whatever side you need to do here. So we're going to take hold of that outside leg, and you're going to lift this arm all the way up and over, kind of C-shape. Get a nice stretch through your side waistline. Big inhale as you do that. Now we're going to switch that. So you're going to press this hand into the ground, and then you're going to lift this arm up and kind of circle over. But now you're stretching this side, but now I want you to actually crunch the other side that we just stretched. So crunch down by pushing that hand into the ground. So push down and exhale, squeeze. Let's do that again. So this one gets the stretch, inhale, and then this one gets the squeeze, exhale. Good. Now if you want more squeeze, you're going to still stretch on this side, but then now as you press down, you can pick up this hip and squeeze and press that over to the side. So you're getting now this really big squeeze on the side of your waistline. Yeah, those are your obliques. This is our modified mermaid. So we get the stretch, inhale, and then we get the squeeze. Now, by all means, if you don't want to lift your hips up, that's okay. It's just an option. But press away, get that stretch, and then press up and over and get that nice squeeze. Let's do 2 more. Big breath in, eye gaze wherever you want to look. Big breath out, push up and over. Good, let's do that 1 more time. Feels good on the shoulders. Very nice. All right. Last one there on this side. So now we get to swivel those legs around to the other side. So we're kitty wampus now on this hip. So legs are off to my right side this time. Right hand's holding, left hand, but again, whatever side you didn't do, just do the other side. All right, so we get our stretch. Big breath up and over, C shape. So this one gets the stretch. Oh, that feels good. And then pressing down, squeezing this side. So squeeze, 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 and push that bottom hand into the ground as you extend over. Let's do that one more time with the hips down. So we just get that little practice with the hips down, squeezing tight through the abs. And then if you want to, on this next one, you take the stretch, breathing in, and then as you come up, maybe adding that extension so the hip lifts. So squeeze tight through those abs and reach way over the top. Good. So inhale again, come on down, stretch all the way over. Big exhale, push it up, squeeze that side waistline. This is definitely for the love handles. An exercise for the love handles. I always like to say we got a lot of love. So getting it toned up, nice and tight. Let's do 2 more. Big stretch. Remember that breath is still moving you. Big push. And the last one here. Hopefully that gets you equal on both sides. It should. Does for me, so hopefully it does for you. And go ahead and release back down. Beautiful. All right, last 2 exercises here. We're going to take our Pilates saw. So for this one, sit up as tall as you can. So if that means you need to sit cross-legged, crisscross applesauce, you can do that if that helps you sit up tall. Otherwise, we typically do have legs straight for this one, or about straight. So again, my hamstrings are very ornery and very, very tight. So my legs don't even fully straighten. You can see that they have a little bit of a bend, and that's okay. They'll straighten as they go. But you're going to sit up really, really tall. So you're really kind of forward on the sit bones. So you're going to rock your sit bones back and away. So you're really, really tall, up nice and high. Now you're going to take your arms out wide, and you can see, I think you can see my feet are still kind of in the picture here. So you're going to just go as wide as your feet. So your arms are actually going to come a little bit narrow. So you're going to twist over to one side, and then your one hand is going to reach for your pinky toe. You're going to exhale, and you're going to try to just reach out and go past that pinky toe. So it's like we're sawing off that pinky toe. And then you come back up, and then we switch. So this arm comes over, and then we reach down and try to cut off that little pinky toe. This little piggy stayed home. Your little piggy stayed home too. And so you're reaching, and you are touching and trying to get your hand to touch or go past that pinky. So inhale up, exhale to come over. So you're gonna feel this movement through your waistline, maybe a little bit through your abs here. It just feels good to rotate the spine. So we rotate and we lean. If you're really good at this exercise, you look at your back hand, and you also flip your back hand up. So usually palms are down, but that back hand is gonna rotate up if you wanted it to. So you can look at that back hand, so it'll mobilize your shoulders there as well. Good, big exhale forward. Big inhale to lift. Oh, sitting up nice and tall. That feels good. Getting our posture muscles here. So once again, just a little bit of basic Pilates today. Let's do 1 more to each side. Big exhale, big inhale. 1 more time. Good. And relax back to center. So for our spine stretch forward, the legs can stay here. Maybe they have finally become to get a little bit more relaxed. Mine have. So I'm going to straighten those legs out. Okay, arms are going to come in front, or they can hang out on your thighs for our spine stretch forward. So you're going to pretend as if you're sitting up against a wall. Maybe you actually have a wall and you want to do that. I do, but you can't see it at that point, so I'm not going to. So we're going to take a big inhale. I'm just going to pretend that I'm sitting up against this nice, straight, sturdy wall behind me. And I'm just going to tuck my chin, and I'm going to start to roll down and peel myself off of my wall, reaching towards you and towards my feet. And then I'm going to take and come back the way I can. So my belly is going to push back first, and then I'm going to push each part of my spine back up through the neck, pressing everything back up as if it was sitting up tall against that wall again. So we'll try that again. So big inhale. If you have your arms out, you're going to roll it down, tucking in, reaching forward as you come forward. Hi, everyone. Hi, Carol. Big inhale, exhale, roll it up. as you rise. And you can see my scoliosis at that point, because we kind of come down, or we come up in this kind of crooked position. Maybe you have that too, but this is just helpful in kind of balancing out all of that, and it feels just so nice. Oh, it gets a nice stretch for the legs, reaching out. Hi, Amy. All right, let's do this 1 or 2 more times because it feels so, so nice. Big inhale, big exhale. How about 1 more for bonus? Yeah, 1 more for bonus. Breathe in, and that last one to come all the way back up, sitting as tall as you can. You can relax those legs. If you were in your cross-legged position, you can go ahead and go there. Otherwise, if you weren't, just go ahead and get comfortable. We'll take a few shoulder rolls, check in both forward and backwards. We'll take 1 big breath to close. So sitting up nice and tall. Big inhale, lift your arms up over your head. Take a big full stretch as high as you can reach. And then just exhale and softly bring your hands to your heart. Namaste, friends. I know that's how we end yoga, but I guess that's how we end Pilates today too. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you again next Thursday. And again, we're going to work on a little bit of balance next week. So if there's anything, a core balance, and so if there's anything that you specifically want to work on, you can shoot me a little text or something, or a little Facebook message if you want to, and let me know what you want to work on. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Hope you're keeping yourself occupied, staying safe, and all that good stuff, drinking your fluids, keeping healthy. I will see you next week. Have a great one. Mwah! Bye.